Good morning and welcome to the AUDUSD Securities Markets Update. It's Wednesday, September 10th of 2014. Beginning with the Asian session, as always, there were three economic releases from Japan and Australia, which had a medium impact on the markets today. Beginning with Japan, the core machinery orders increased less than expected, rising by 3.5% in July, comparing to a sharp rise of 8.8% in June, while it had been anticipated to rise by 4.1%. The producer price index also in Japan came in with a disappointment, declining back to 3.9% in August comparing to 4.3% in July, while the estimates were to rise by 4.1%, and this is the second monthly decline in a row and the lowest reading in 4 months or since April. The Japanese yen also continued to weaken further against the major currencies, declining the most against the US dollar. The dollar yen spiked further to as high as 106.50s or 106.50s during the early morning hours. In Australia, the Westpac Consumer Sentiment Index fell sharply by 4.6% in September compared to a rise of 3.8% in August, and this is the first monthly decline in 3 months and the biggest monthly decline since May. As for the European session today, there are a few economic releases and events which may have a slight impact on the markets. In France, the industrial production may rise, or the industrial production index may decline by 0.4% in July comparing to a rise of 1.3% in June, which would be the first monthly decline in 2 months. In the UK, which likely to be the key for this session, the Bank of England inflation report hearings will be held at 13:45 GMT time, and the BOE is unlikely to show a notable change after yesterday's remarks by the Bank of England chairman Carney, who said that the rates will rise in the spring of 2015. However, he also mentioned that they need to see a notable rise in wages growth before raising the rates. Meanwhile, and despite these remarks, the British pound also continued to failed to rally, as the main focus right now is on the referendum in Scotland. Therefore, any economic releases from now until the referendum results on 19th of September are likely to have a slight impact on the markets or also on the British pound. Going forward to the US session today, two economic figures will be released from Canada and the US, which may have a slight impact on the markets. In the US, wholesale inventories may rise by 0.5% in July after a rise of 0.3% in June. And finally, in Canada, the capacity utilization rate may rise further to 82.8 in the second quarter, comparing to 82.5 in the first quarter of this year, which would be the highest since the third quarter of 2007. Finally, the Aussie tumbled across the board yesterday, and also the AUDUSD, or the Aussie dollar, declined to or below 0.92%, which was a solid support area, triggering a decent amount of stops, which led to another decline towards 0.9160s today. In the meantime, there is a potential head and shoulders pattern on the daily and the weekly chart, which opens the way for further declines in the next few weeks. The next support area right now stands at 0.9130s, followed by 0.9080s. And from now on, we will have a look at this pair every other day with a quick update on this next trends. Thank you for watching, and this is it for today. You can follow us on our social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, to get the latest economic releases, reports, and analysis. Thank you for watching again.